In this lesson, we're going to look at subtraction of fractions. The same thing that holds true for subtraction that did for addition. You must have a least common denominator. If you do, you keep the denominator and subtract the numerators. If you don't, you get the common denominator, build new fractions. And every time, you always check to see if you can simplify your final answer. So once again, I'm going to write my problems vertically. So I'm going to have 5/6 minus 1/6. I already have a common denominator, so my answer will be 6. 5 minus 1 is 4. That is my answer, but it needs to be simplified. Those are both even numbers, so I'm going to divide by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the answer to number 1 is 2/3. All right, let's take a look at the second one. Give myself a little space. All right, I have 13/25, and I'm supposed to subtract 47 125ths. Now, there seems to be a relationship between these numbers. Will 125 work as the common denominator? Well, let's see. Does 25 go into it? And the answer is yes. It goes in 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. That's 10 plus 2, which is 12. It goes in 5 times. So the least common denominator, 25, goes into 125. That means that 125 is the LCD. $25 goes into 125 5 times. Multiply the top by 5. 13 times 5. 15. Carry the 1. 5 and 1 is 6. So that's 65. Down here, no change, so no change. I have to remember that I'm subtracting. So I have 5 minus 7, I can't do that, so I borrow from the 6, making that a 5, give the 1 there. So I have 7 from 15 is 8, and 4 from 5 is 1. Now, I'd kind of like to do that again because it got a little cluttered. I'm going to just move it over here. I have 65 over 125, and I'm subtracting 47 over 125. I'm just showing this again in case it was too cluttered. I could not take the 7 from the 5, so I borrowed from the 6 and brought the 1 over. Now it's 7 from 15, which is 8, and 4 from 5, which is 1, and those are 125ths. Let's see, can I reduce that? I do not believe anything will go into both of those numbers, so I'm done. This just shows this problem a little bit bigger. Let's look at number 3. I have 2/3, and I'm subtracting 1/6. I have to have a common denominator. I look to the big one. Will it work? Yes, because 3 goes into 6 evenly. 3 goes into 6 2 times, and 2 times 2 is 4. 6 goes into 6 once. 1 times 1 is 1. In other words, there was no change. Now subtract 1 from 4 is 3. So it's 3/6, which is 1/2. And I got that because I saw that 3 went into both of those. I divide them both by 3. Let's look at number 4. I need to get my common denominator for 12 and 21, and I think I'll use my prime factorization. 2 will work. 2 goes into 12 6 times, but it does not go into 21, so I'll bring it down. 2 still works. 2 goes into 6 3 times. It does not go into 21. 21 is not even. All right, 2 won't go into either one of them, but 3 will. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 21 7 times. Last one, I can see that I need to divide by 7. Whoops. 7 goes into 7 once, and I'm done. I need to multiply those. The least common denominator is 2 times 2 times 3 times 7. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. And 12 times 7 is 84. My common denominator is 84. So I have 11 twelfths minus 10 21st. The common denominator is 84. 12 goes into 84 7 times, and 7 times 11 is 77. 21 goes into 84 4 times, and 4 times 10 is 40. Remember that we're subtracting. Keep the denominator of 84. 77 minus 40. Well, 7 minus 0 is 7, and 7 minus 4 is 3. I get 37 over 84. I'll just have a few more. I have 2/3 and 1/5. 2/3 minus 1/5. All right, I think I will use the listing this time. I have 3 and I have 5. The multiples of 5. Well, 3 does not go into 5 evenly. 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 4 is 20, and so on. Will 3 go into 5? No. Will 3 go into 10? No. Will 3 go into 15? Yes. That's my common denominator. So I can just look at multiples. 3 goes into 15 5 times, and 5 times 2 is 10. 5 goes into 15 3 times, and 3 times 1 is 3. I'm subtracting. Keep the denominator. 10 minus 3 is 7, and that cannot be simplified or reduced. Let's look at our final one. I have 5/6 minus 4/9. Common denominator. I have 6, I have 9. I could do prime factors, or I can just list multiples. The big number is 9, 18, 27. Will 6 go into 9 evenly? No. Will 6 go into 18 evenly? Yes. There's my common denominator, 18. Six goes into 18 3 times, and 3 times 5 is 15. 9 goes into 18 2 times, and 2 times 4 is 8. Subtracting, keeping the common denominator of 18. 15 minus 8 is 7. So there weren't very many that I needed to simplify at the end, but I always check for that. Let's see, where was one? Right here. I ended up with 3/6, and I had to reduce or simplify. So always check. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. I used a variety of methods to get my common denominator. Sometimes listing, sometimes doing prime factors. So use all of those skills to do your subtraction.